Wayne, do it. Introduce our guest. It's going to be spectacular.
Well, we are happy. We talk every show about black powder coffee, and Joe's got his famous line, and we have the man with us today, David Stallman. Hi, Dave.
Hello.
We've got the owner of Black Powder Coffee in front of us, and he came in with gifts this morning. He gave us coffee. He even had a canister so that we could put coffee in it and everything. It was just fantastic.
Okay, Dave. Now, everybody knows I've hijacked your...
We love you being a sponsor of our show. When are you going to pay us?
That's right. That's right. No.
He pays us in coffee.
He
pays us in coffee.
He is official coffee of WSIC.
He is.
We hijacked him as the official coffee of LocalBizNow.
And Dave, one of these times we're going to give him a chance to talk too. But
I'm not ready for him to talk.
We also pull him in occasionally, and he's great to volunteer, bringing coffee into events that you and I are organizers for.
That's
and things
true.
like that. And sure, it's marketing, but it also helps the organizers too, which we really appreciate.
I'm going to ask him to do it again.
That's why I said it. I knew we were going to ask him again.
You're a genius. You were already prepping for the small business event we're going to. You're a genius, I tell you. Genius.
One of us has to prep.
One of us has to think.
All right.
Okay, before we let David talk, I want to let him know this. This is very important. I got a buddy of mine who is taking black powder coffee national. He is going back to California and bringing your coffee with him. You are going national, I tell you.
Awesome. What else can I say? It's just awesome.
Right out of Mooresville, North Carolina.
You're right.
Yeah, we actually ship every day all over the country. So it's exciting to see the brand grow, and hopefully he gets there, loves it, and can order online.
Oh, he's already loves it. There's no question. Oh, he can. He asked me if he could do that online. I didn't know.
Absolutely. Blackpowdercoffee.com.
Oh, so you're saying like it's already happening. Like I'm not the first one to make it go national. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm saying we're being actually shipped into Canada quite frequently, and Denmark is the furthest I've seen so far.
He's saying he's smart.
What he's saying is he beat me already.
Well, what can we say? He's been in business for a while. They're doing a great job.
Well,
tell us how things are going, Dave.
Yeah, do that, buddy.
Things are going really well. We're up to 4 employees. We're educating the people of the Lake Norman region on what craft coffee is and what makes it different and special and unique.
What is craft coffee? I mean, we in this area, of course, we talk about craft beer a lot.
Craft coffee is black powder coffee.
I understand that.
But
why do we call it craft?
Delicious.
We call it craft because it's prime coffee. It's shade grown, high elevation grown, low acid, which allows us to craft a special roast profile and therefore very delicious coffee with a creamy dry finish. And so that's really the whole magic behind this is small farms located all over the world. We have 21 different single origin beans, and each one of those farms is producing a unique flavor. And then we blend them and use our custom roast profiling in order to achieve that creamy dry finish.
You know, sometimes you learn things talking before the show, and we were talking because we were asking about what you do, your roasting and all that. And both Joe and I say this is the smoothest coffee we've ever had. And not only does it have a good taste.
He would not tell me how he does that.
Well, the one thing he did say is that they have a roasting process that therefore requires them to have a certain kind of bean so that they don't burn them up and it ends up being bitter and all this kind of stuff. Did I say that right?
So what you're saying is
Absolutely.
you're niching away on the secret. So we're going to figure this out.
Well, yeah, we ain't going to do it ourselves, but we might figure it out. So,
well, Dave, this is a business show, so as much as people know how much I love black powder coffee because it is delicious, let's talk about the business because you have grown to this different company doing different things. I just announced last week that you're now in Lowe's Foods. So talk about what's happening to your business because there's a lot of small business people out there that started just like you, just a machine and a dream, Talk through that growth and what that looks like and feels like, because there's a lot of people out there that would love to do what you have done.
Sure. It started with a business plan, of course, 3 years ago. We've been in business 3 years now. And it was always intended to be a three-legged stool of having wholesale accounts like Ingles here in Statesville. We have 8 stores of Lowe's Foods and Earth Fare all throughout Charlotte. That'd be the wholesale side. But then we also have the coffee shop side, which includes Hebrews in Mooresville, Mean Mug in Salisbury. We have a brand new account coming online called My Brother's Bagels in Denver. Madeline's in Cornelius, and then Marie Antoinette's in Newton. So these make up that other component of the stool. And then the last component of the stool is the retail. We're open Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, 9 to 4 in Mooresville. And we're also open 24/7 online. So those three legs of the stool were really the dream. And we've done better at growing certain segments than others. And so this year is more about evaluating that business plan, opening it up and saying, okay, what can we do different? How do we continue this growth path? And we've added really a lot of automation, not automation as in taking away the craft, but automation as in documentation, the way we use QuickBooks, the way it interfaces into our online business, the way our roasting profiles are now being documented. So as a business grows, you really have to reevaluate what it is you're doing, what's got you to this point, how do you maintain that passion, and how do you start working on the business, not in the business.
Right.
Yeah. And you're at 3 years, and as we talked about earlier, you reach different phases. Different challenges come up. Different areas of focus are important.
Absolutely.
And congratulations, by the way, on making it 3 years.
Well, that's a great point, Wayne, because that this really is I just know that 3 years is that mark where passion is no longer the only thing that works. The passion can get you to this point, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now you really do have a business model that actually works, and you can see some numbers dropping to the bottom line. Talk a little bit about that. Do you feel that? Now, I'm not suggesting you still don't have passion for being a roaster, but you now really do wake up in the morning and it's no longer the goal of just making sure you can roast that coffee. There is a lot of moving parts to that. Talk about how things have changed in that regard.
There's so many different things that have changed. I mean, hiring employees is the first thing, and transferring that trust to them. So you have to have enough documentation and process in place to be able to give them that trust, give them the tools to be successful. As a small business, though, you're just constantly reinvesting in order to grow, especially growing organically like we are growing. It's just constant reinvestment in technology, or our brand new cold brew line, which we have online now. We just launched K-Cups in November, which uses crafty technology, so we can do small batch runs. So it still has to have that base, that philosophy of responsibly harvested, divinely roasted.
Right.
But all that's important. But you're right. I wake up every day worrying about not just maintaining our quality and our roast profiling, but also figuring out how do we maintain our employees, how do we make them grow, how do we continue the education that we've started.
And I want to make sure people heard what you just said, because you've invested and you put a lot of things in. When someone hears about, okay, here's a small coffee roaster, all they think is, oh, gee, I've got to have a grinder, I've got to make my own coffee and all this stuff. But yes, you can come and just get the beans there, which of course is the best if you've got all the tools. But you've got it all the way down to the K-Cups for the Keurig single cup things, so it's convenient, and you also grind it for people. You've got different flavors, so don't shy away from it because you think, hey, I'm not a coffee connoisseur and I've got to learn how to grind it myself. Not true. You'll take care of all that for them, and
Absolutely.
You don't want to miss having a cup of black powder coffee.
Absolutely.
It really is. It really is delicious. It just genuinely is the smoothest cup of coffee I've ever had. I encourage everybody to try it. You will see why I am so passionate about this. How can they reach you, my friend?
They can obviously visit us in Lakeside Business Park at 256 Raceway Drive in Mooresville. They can also give us a call at 704-614-0824, 704-614-0824. And, of course, we're available online, blackpowdercoffee.com.
Thank you, my friend. Thank
Fantastic,
you so much.
Dave. Good to have you.
Look, Dave, before we go, because we got to go to break, what advice would you give the small business people out there that are thinking about starting a business? Because you're like this perfect guy, you're 3 years into it, What advice would you give that small business person that is just getting ready to put that business plan together or have just finished that business plan?
Patience.
Really interesting.
I mean, it's going to be some long nights. It's going to be some tough roads, either financially or just stress on the family. Patience is the biggest thing. It's going to take time. I was very impatient. I was hoping to be a little further along in my business plan. I think
Right.
most of us are optimistic when we write a business plan. The reality is everything's happening, but doubled the time. Also doubled the financial investment in order to reach that as well.
Right.
So that's just part of the learning is don't give up. it's going to take time, but keep up the energy level and the passion, and continue to transition through it. Continue to meet people, people like Joe and Wayne. I mean, great contacts and great people telling everybody about black powder coffee.
Sure.
And so that's some of the
we
magic.
do have to make sure to reach out to Melissa, because this is a husband-wife team that runs this business.
Yes.
And
He just saved you big time, man.
Yeah, thank you, Wayne.
Wow, did he just save you?
it's not that he wasn't thinking. I mean, yeah, you are partners in this, and I know in a lot of cases she works in it actually more than you do, because you've got a few other things to do. But anyway,
Yeah.
our best to Melissa. You guys are doing a great job, and good to
Thank
see you again.
Thank you. She did have to open the shop this morning, so.
Yeah, I knew that's why
We know
she
she's
wasn't
listening.
here, because you're open today. Yeah.
All right, let's go to break. You have to try black powder coffee. It is delicious. You are